I'm Fatima from Surrey 604, and we're here today at the Empire Guildford Theatres for SAFF Canada South Asian Film Festival. And one of the screenings that we had the chance to take in today was Seedlings. And Seedlings is a Pakistani movie, and I have the producer here with me, Meher Jaffri. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to Surrey.
Thank
Welcome
you
to
so
BC.
much. Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry that it's raining all the time that you've been here.
For the next 6 months out here.
So we had a chance to see the movie, and it was a beautiful movie. Really enjoyed it. So what has been your experience so far with SAFF?
SAFF has been absolutely amazing. For me, I'm also Canadian, so for me it was kind of like homecoming to have the Canadian premiere. I've never.
Where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Okay.
And I'm based in Pakistan right now. And then, but I studied at McGill in Montreal, but I lived in Toronto after that. So I'm Canadian also, and I love Canada. So I'm so glad that we had a chance to actually showcase over here. And the South Asian community over here, and the Vancouver and Surrey community, other than that, have been amazing in supporting the film. And this type of support really makes all the kind of trials and tribulations of the past, couple of years, all worth it.
Yeah, and I was going to touch a little bit on that. So what has been your experience like being a producer of this film, and what kind of has been your journey throughout this experience?
The journey has been difficult. It's been 3,000 no's before we ever heard a yes. And I guess the sort of the tide started to turn after the New York City International Film Festival, where we were nominated for 7 awards, and then we won the Best Feature Film Award. Audience
congratulations!
Choice. Thank you
on
so
that.
much. And then Amna Sheikh won the Best Lead Actress. And rightfully so. So after that, kind of, I guess sometimes it takes maybe international hype or acclaim or something to kind of filter in back home to wake up the traditional media. However, our fans who had heard about the film through social media and stuff and seen the trailer on YouTube, they'd been supportive of it for a long time. So getting traditional, corporates and distribution and media behind it has been a bit of an uphill struggle. Now, like I said, hopefully the tide is turning. But besides that stuff, let's say the commercial aspects of the film, the cut and dry stuff, which is important for any filmmaker's sustainability. Besides that, working with the talent of the film has just been amazing. Summer Nix, Mansoor Mujahid, the director, and Summer Nix, the writer, the actors, Amna, Mohib, Gahar, who's breakthrough, amazing. This is his debut performance.
Right.
And Usman Riaz, the musician of the film. Working with people with such a high caliber of talent and quality talent. That's been amazing. So to have the chance to work with people like that and to then showcase it to people like yourself and other people who appreciate the film, that's what it's all about, really.
So you'd mentioned before that you were having a little bit of a problem getting it released in Pakistan. What are some of your thoughts about getting these kinds of films out there, and what sort of are the obstacles that you face?
The obstacles we faced were that a lot of people said it didn't fit the Bollywood formula that has worked in Pakistan. But the answer to that is that not that many other types of films have really been made in Pakistan to kind of gauge their success by. So you can't just typify the industry by one type of film. It basically takes innovative marketing and imaginative marketing to get a different type of film out to a different type of audience, because that audience exists. It might just not be the niche. It might not be the mass market, but you have to know how to market to niche. And I mean, that shouldn't be so difficult considering social media and things like that are out there. So we spoke to he's a cinema owner of some of the biggest cinemas in Pakistan, Nadeem Mandriwala, and we had told him things like this, and he kind of said, Pakistan doesn't have enough films coming out of it for us to typify what works and what doesn't work in Pakistan. We have to actually make different types of films and to be able to test that ground. And I fully, I'm a believer of that. And so hopefully now with fans, when things like people like you blog about it, people in New York blogged about it, and that got posted into traditional media. It got published and printed. That type of stuff really helps in getting the ball rolling. So we're hoping that with our fan support and stuff, we're going to be able to get our film out in theaters in January, which is our anticipated kind of goal to do that.
Yeah, and social media has such a far reach. I mean,
social media is amazing.
Yeah, and if you have those kinds of obstacles, you always, with social media, you have an outlet there to get your message across for sure.
Exactly.
And so I want to figure out a little bit about what makes you tick. So what's kind of been your journey in filmmaking, and what kind of got you excited about going into this profession, and what are some of the mentors or people who have encouraged you along the way?
Well, I had a bit of a background in theater, and that's what I'm the type of person. I guess it just comes down to personality types. I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy experiencing and observing, human emotions and reactions when certain incidents happen. To me, that those type of subtleties in human, what would you say, human like personalities and human reactions. That type of stuff is very interesting to me. So I knew filmmaking was one avenue that I would, if I could get into it, it wouldn't be something that would be work for me. And I think that's something really important. If you're doing something 24/7 that's something you enjoy, it ceases to be work for you. So that was a big goal of mine. I did study business, so that's how I segued into filmmaking through production by using the business side of it. But I hopefully eventually want to get into acting and directing and stuff. But I'd say what's really pushed me and inspired me are the people that I work with. So when I met Summer, his kind of drive to do things like that and his kind of like just hands-on way of being like, let's just get down and do it. And I'm always the worrier. It's almost my job as a producer to be like, no, but what about this? What about that? What about the money? What about the investors and stuff? And he's just like, let's just do it. So that kind of pushed me along the way. Then Mansoor Mujahid, with his interest in the director of the film, his kind of approach to filmmaking, that was very interesting to me. Like I said, the actors, when you talk to them and connect with them, the musician behind the film, people like that have really, I guess it's human talent and enthusiasm that inspires me in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could definitely tell through the film, and you had said that it took only 14 days to shoot it. So that's amazing.
We would have done it a lot. I mean, if we had more money, and with constrained money comes constrained time.
Right.
Obviously, we would have then maybe taken. So we were working ridiculous hours, and it is only because that the crew, only because of the crew and cast's enthusiasm about the film that was possible. Otherwise, like 18, 20 hours a day is just people can just like walk off set and be like, this is impossible. We can't do this. But they were willing to put go the extra mile for the film.
Right.
And it is squarely rests on their shoulders. Like it is because of them that this film was possible.
Yeah, and it also gives room for creativity also. Because although you might not have the resources, it really forces people to be more creative and to really be dedicated to telling the story.
Yeah.
And through this film, you can definitely see it. So I urge everybody to go and watch this film because it's truly amazing.
Thank you so much.
So what's next for you?
Well, there's a film that we had been working on before Seedlings, which is called Kolachi. It's like probably the opposite spectrum of what this film is. It's a sci-fi thriller, so it has a much more commercial appeal. There's a concept trailer out on YouTube by the name of Kolachi.
Okay.
So you can check that out if you want to get a kind of idea of where that's going. Okay. So that requires a much bigger budget than we could manage, and we're hopefully partnering with some international co-production team that'll be looking for for the financing and the distribution around it, and hopefully sometime this year we're going to get so it's still in its development stage right now, but that's the kind of passion project that we're going for next.
Okay, awesome. We'll definitely have to check that out on YouTube.
Actually, I want to ask you, what did you think of the film?
I loved the film. I think that we both gave our little video comments there, but it was a very moving film. The themes are universal. So I really felt that I could relate to a little bit of each of the characters. And at the end, although it wasn't a perfect ending, you'd still feel that there was hope at the end.
Yeah.
So
and
it was very beautiful. Yeah. And the cinematography was beautiful too. And I loved also the incorporation of the art with the mother and how she expressed herself. She couldn't do it emotionally, but she did it through her art.
Exactly.
And that was very beautiful.
Wonderful.
And touching at the very
end. And I'll definitely have the cinematographer Faraz Iqbal, very talented guy. I'll definitely let him know that. He'll be happy to hear it.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us at Surrey 604, and we wish you all the best with Seedlings and for your future projects.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, guys.